Michael Diamond in for Stephen LeDrew. Stephen's on a much-needed vacation from pumping out all this great content. Just a reminder, please subscribe for these videos on YouTube. And if you're so inclined, please donate so these videos can continue to be served up to you each and every weekday morning. Joined by Dan McTeague today, former Liberal Member of Parliament from a different time, a time when Liberals used to balance budgets, a time when Liberals used to cut taxes. That's a time that's gone by. Dan, in 2011, the Liberals were decimated. In 2015, out of those ashes, a surprise win to many, Justin Trudeau was re-elected. In the fullness of time, was that miraculous win a setback for the longevity of the Liberal Party of Canada?
An absolute setback. Now, everyone wants to win. That's what you're in the business for. Whether you're Liberal, Conservative, NDP, doesn't really matter. But having Trudeau win under the Trudeau name and offer people a glimpse of what his father once did, which is exactly where the support came from, didn't give the party the time it needed in the penalty box to rebuild itself, to redefine itself, to reconnect with Canadians. Instead, it got that quick fix, got the Trudeau name, and bang, they were in power in a very short period of time. The rest is history. We can see the party has now descended back to a level where I think over the next several generations, it's going to spend a lot of time out of politics.
You served in several very large majority governments, one case a tight majority government. You served in some majority governments, you served in a minority government when the Liberals were a more centrist party. What do you think the key difference between those Liberal governments and the one that we're hopefully sunsetting in have been?
Consensus building pragmatism. And I've had this discussion with our friend Stephen LeDrew. Over time, I believe the Liberal Party as we know it died back in 2013, 2014, but more importantly, not likely to resurrect itself anytime soon. And if it does so, it'll be in a very different form, perhaps remaining on the far left where it's been. We heard a lot of criticism from some Liberal MPs saying we've gone too far to the left. I'm glad you finally realized that. We've been saying this for 8 or 9 years now and no one believed us. The Liberal Party is very much, in my view, and I know people don't like this term, is very much a cult of one person, a very authoritarian person, someone who doesn't know how to give up and read the room properly.
And that wasn't the case when you were there. You had leadership quarrels. You had cabinets that were really brokered together from different factions of the party. We haven't seen that with Justin Trudeau. And do you think that's been a key doing to his eventual undoing and resignation?
Rigidity in terms of power, in terms of ideology, in terms of policy, in terms of not letting members of Parliament speak out, present bills or think for themselves is a fatal flaw of the Trudeau Liberals. And I think it's one of the main reasons why it created a monolith, not the big tent that the party was once ascribed to being. So
real quickly, leadership vote coming March 9th. What is the best bet for the Liberal Party to remain relevant moving into the future with the candidates who are presenting themselves?
Get a leader for the long term, get a leader that isn't identified and is not currently connected with the current regime. I don't think that's going to happen. That's the only path ahead, but the Liberals have to be prepared for another 10 to 15 years out of power.
So a leader into opposition who will lose the next election and start working on the rebuild.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.